Call of Duty just officially revealed the entirety of Black Ops 7 Multiplayer. I'm talking about maps, weapons, mods, everything. This will be everything that you need to know about Black Ops 7 Multiplayer. But just before we get to the juicy parts, if you guys are excited for Black Ops 7, make sure to see for the like button. And while you're down there, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future video. And also, you are under 10 subscribers away from 5k. If you can get it by the end of the year, that would be absolutely a dream. Thank you guys for supporting this channel. Okay, so first of all, we got the official multiplayer reveal trailer that you're seeing in front of you right now, which is actually a very good trailer if I'm being honest with you guys. It shows us a lot of gameplay of Black Ops 7 and also some of the equipment, the futuristic equipment, weaponry and maps and all that good stuff. So definitely a good trailer to be honest with you guys. When it comes to trailers and marketing, Call of Duty is always at the top, and with this trailer that is no different. But now let's move on to the blog post, and first of all they talk about the game modes. Now obviously it's a Call of Duty game. Your usual suspects in terms of game modes will be there, like domination, hardpoint, search and destroy, team deathmatch, alongside every other game mode that we know and love from Call of Duty. But also will begin a returning game mode, or in Black Ops 7 they can't get technically a brand new mode. It's gonna be called Overload, but if you played Black Ops 3 or Advanced Warfare, we know it as uplink, where basically at the middle of the map there will be a device. Both teams will be pushing to try and get that device and try to bring it to the enemy spawn point. If you do that, you get a point, and then of course you take turns to defend and attack. Very awesome game mode. It is finally returning after about 7-8 years. Also, gunfight, control and kill order will be returning. Of course, kill order being the new game mode that we saw in Black Ops 6, will be making its way into Black Ops 7. Alongside that, of course, we'll be also seeing the return of Face Off, which was also introduced in Black Ops 6. It will be making its way into Black Ops 7 with also some of its own brand new maps. So yeah, that's gonna be awesome. And to finish off 4 game modes in Black Ops 7 is of course none other than Skirmish, which is gonna be the new 20v20 large scale objective focused game mode. That should be very awesome, which also includes wingsuits and all that good stuff, vehicles. That should be very fun to play. So these are the modes that you will be playing in Black Ops 7. But now let's move on and talk about a core feature of the Call of Duty games, and that is none other than the maps. Of course, Black Ops 7 will launch with 18 maps, 3 of them being Black Ops 2 remakes. First of all, we have Blackheart, a 6v6 small sized map. It will be playable during the beta. Then we have Cortex, another 6v6 small sized map, also playable during the beta. Then we move on to Exposure, which is another 6v6 medium sized map and also playable during the beta. Then we have Imprint, a medium sized map, also playable during the beta. Then we have The Forge, again yet another medium sized map and also will be playable during the beta. Following that we have Toshin, which is another medium sized map and also playable during the beta. And these 6 maps that I just mentioned will be the beta maps. Everything I mentioned after this will be available during the launch of Black Ops 7 on November 14th, of course. Following that we have Colossus, which is a medium sized map. Then we have Den, another medium sized map. Then we have Flagship, which is our first small sized map. Alongside that we have Homestead, which is another medium sized map. Then we have Paranoia, a small sized map. Then we have Retrieval, which is a large sized map. Of course, large sized maps will be making their return in Black Ops 7 after being missing in Black Ops 6, and a lot of the criticism was about not having enough large maps, but that will no longer be the case because Black Ops 7 will feature large sized maps. Following that we have Scar, which is a medium sized map. Then we have Express, our first of 3 Black Ops 2 remastered maps that will be making their way to Black Ops 7. Of course, we all know Express, very amazing map. For our second return Black Ops 2 map is going to be none other than Hijacked, and of course I don't need to go into depth about this. We all know Hijacked, an iconic small sized boat map. Very excited to be playing on it again. And finally we have Raid. This time will be a Tokyo setting, so that should be very fun to play as well. And I won't lie, they definitely chose the perfect 3 maps to remaster. I know I've seen them before, but these maps, no matter how many times you play them, they will be iconic, and I am very excited to relive them again in Black Ops 7. Now when it comes to the 6v6 maps, that would do it. Now let's move on to the Skirmish 20v20 maps. At launch it will feature 2 maps, but of course throughout the life cycle of Black Ops 7, more maps will be added throughout each new season. So the 2 maps are as follows. We have Mission Edge and Mission Tide, and again like I said, that would do it for Skirmish. So that would do it for the maps. Now let's move on and talk about another important feature of a Call of Duty game, and that is of course none other than the loadout or the weaponry that will be available in Black Ops 7. So first of all we have the new loadout feature Overclocks, which we talked about previously, but basically it allows you to upgrade your tacticals and lethal equipment, field upgrades and score streaks. As you use them you will unlock new abilities that can be upgraded with, like I said, and yeah, basically making them more overpowered than the base version. Following that we have primary weapons. Of course it will include assault rifles, SMGs, shotguns, LMGs, marksman rifles and sniper rifles. And for secondary weapons it will include pistols and launchers. and of course the melee weapons as well. Moving on from that, expect to see the following tacticals. We have stun grenade, EMP grenade, flashbang, pinpoint grenade, stim shot, side grenade, hunter bot, smoke, and finally decoy. For lethals we have the following: frag grenade, sticky grenade, cluster grenade, combat axe, point turret, needle drone, C4, and finally the molotov. The field upgrades are as follows: assault pack, drone pod, trophy system, active camo, echo unit, squad link, scrambler, fear trap, black hat, and finally mute field. Next up we have the wildcards also returning from Black Ops 6. We have Overkill, Prepper, High Roller, Fly Swatter, Tac Expert, Gunfighter, Per Greed, Danger Close, and Specialist. And finally we have the perks, which are as follows: we have Gunho, Dexterity, and Lightweight, all for the Enforcer. Then we have Cold Blooded, Ghost, and Ninja for the Recon. And finally we have Tech Mask, Flak Jacket, and Shadow for Strategist. For perk 2 slot we have Scavenger, Assassin, Close Shave, and Hunter's Instinct for Enforcer. Then we have Vigilance, Blastlink, and Engineer for Recon. And finally we have Fast Hands and Gearhead for Strategist. And finally for perk 3 slot we have Tac Sprint, Bankroll, Bruiser, and Looper for Enforcer. We have Vendetta and Tracker for Recon. And finally we have the Quartermaster, Charge Link, and Guardian for Strategist. And speaking of perks, as you guys know, if you played Black Ops 6, if you chose the same perk for all 3 slots, you would then get a bonus if it was Enforcer, Recon, or Strategist. Well, that will be returning in Black Ops 7, but also will be a new Hybrid Combat Specialist, and that will activate when you pair perks of different categories. For example, you have the Hybrid Specialist of Scout, where you will combine the red and the blue perks. Then you have the Hybrid Specialist Tactician, where you will combine the red and the green perks. And finally you have the Hybrid Specialist Operative, when you pair the blue and the green perks. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that is very cool. It actually allows us to use different perks in each perk slot instead of just using the same ones, whether it was the red, the green, or the blue. Now it allows us to mix and match and still get those operative specialist abilities, so that is very awesome. So now let's move on and talk about the actual weapons that will be in the game. We know that at launch Black Ops 7 will deliver 30 weapons, including 16 brand new, never before seen in Call of Duty franchise, so that is very awesome, not gonna lie to you guys. Now unfortunately they didn't list every single weapon in the game, they just list some of the weapons that will be available to use during the beta. So when it comes to assault rifles, we have the M15 Mod 0, the MXR 17, and finally for assault rifles we have the Peacekeeper MK1, which is of course returning from Black Ops 2. Then we move on to the SMGs. We have the Graz 45K, we have the Dravak 45, and finally we have the Razor 9mm. Moving on to the shotguns, we have the M10 Breacher, and finally the Echo 12. For the LMGs we have the MK.78. For marksman rifles we have the M8A1, which is an iconic Black Ops weapon, and to be honest with you guys, I'm surprised they're using it as a marksman rifle and not as an assault rifle like every other Black Ops game, but still that is very awesome to see the M8 returning. And finally we have the sniper rifles, which will be the VS Recon and the XR3 Ion. For secondary weapons we have the pistols, we have the Jagger 45 and the Coda None, or as we know it as from Black Ops 2, the Cap 40 will be finally returning. That is very awesome. Following that we have the launchers, and we have the ARC M1, which just looks absolutely crazy. It looks like some sort of futuristic RPG, but like times 10. It looks absolutely crazy. And finally we have the melee weapons, which will be the Flatline MK2, which again just looks absolutely crazy. Like I said, these are only that will be available during the beta. Expect plenty more of them to be available at launch, and of course more to be added throughout each new season of Black Ops 7's life cycle. Moving on from that, next up we have the score streaks. First of all we have the scope pulse, the RCXD, the UAV, and the skewer. All 4 will be available to use during the Black Ops 7 beta. Then we have the care package, the counter UAV, which will also be available during the beta, the LGM, the Napalm Strike, the Sentry Turret, the Hellstorm, the hand cannon, the Gravemaker, which will also be available during the beta, the Dog, which will also be available during the beta, the Interceptors, the Watchdog Helo, also available in the beta, the HKDs also available in the beta, the Rhino, which will also be available in the beta, the VTOL Warship, again available in the beta. We have the Harp, the EMP systems, and finally for score streaks we have the Legion. Moving on from that, we of course have the next evolution of the Omni movement feature, which will be none other than the wall jumps. The images you are seeing in front of you right now shows the locations of some of the areas that will be able to wall jumps. Now they did say that you can chain up to 3 wall jumps in a row, but of course with each wall jump you will lose momentum, so you will go full speed in the first jump, then the second jump you will lose momentum, and in the third and final jump you will also lose even more momentum. So that should kind of balance it out and not make it overpowered. It will be very interesting to see how that will work. We also know that tactical sprint in Black Black Ops 7 is gonna be optional, so by default nobody's gonna have the tactical sprint, but if you love tactical sprint then you'll need to use a perk in order to use it. Alongside all of that, the body shield mechanic, which was first introduced in Black Ops 6, has been upgraded in Black Ops 7, so it's gonna work the same way as it did in Black Ops 6, but in Black Ops 7 now you can use a grenade to stick them to the enemy and watch them explode. That should be a blast, pun very much intended. Next up we have the operators. There'll be exactly 24 operators to choose from come launch of Black Ops 7. We have 50-50, Anderson, Carver, Dempsey, Faulkner, Gray, Grim, Harper, Jurado, Kagan, Karma, Mason, Maya, Nikolai, Reza, Reaper, Richtofen, Samuels, Takiao, Ted, Vermak, Weaver, Wheelin, and finally Zaveri. Of course, as we spoke about in a previous video, Black Ops 7 will not only have the classic prestige system like we had in Black Ops 6, but will also be adding weapon prestiging, which has not been seen since Black Ops 4. What was it, about 7-8 years? That's absolutely crazy, but it's finally returning, and that is absolutely amazing. Alongside all of that, of course, for the first time ever in Call of Duty franchise, every single game mode you play will have shared progression, which means if you're playing zombies, multiplayer, campaign or Warzone, everything that requires XP, you can work towards it, whether it will be camos, player XP, battle pass, weapon XP, whatever. No matter what game mode you play, you will be making progress. That is absolutely amazing. So it doesn't feel like when you're playing campaign you're not making any progress. No, that won't be the case anymore. Even if you play campaign, you will be making progress. That is really awesome. And just as I mentioned a couple seconds ago, we do have the return of weapon prestiging. Each weapon in the game will have 3 prestige levels. There'll be prestige 1, which will be from level 1 to 50, prestige 2 also level from 1 to 50, and then weapon prestige master, which will be all the way to level 250. And of course, each prestige you prestige your weapon to will come with its own rewards, including camo, charm, and plenty more. So that is very awesome. Moving on from that, weekly challenges are finally returning. Of course, we saw them back in Modern Warfare 3, the latest one, and of course they were taken out in Black Ops 6, but now they'll be returning in Black Ops 7. And let's be honest, weekly challenges were absolutely amazing. It kept the game fresh. Each week you were excited to see what the challenge will be, and that will be returning in Black Ops 7 like I said. And that's not it for weekly challenges, because starting in Season 1, each season will feature 2 universal camos obtainable via the weekly challenge system. Yes, you heard that right, 2 universal camos, which means once you unlock them you can use them on any weapon of your choice. The first camo is awarded for completing half the weeks in a season, and once again, once you complete the whole season's weekly challenges every single week in a season, you will unlock the second universal camo. Again, to be honest with you guys, that is simply a massive Treyarch W. And speaking of challenges, we of course have camos. Black Ops 7 new Call of Duty game, which of course means new camos. For the first time ever in Call of Duty franchise, there will be 16 mastery camos. Yes, you heard that right, 16 mastery camos. 4 campaign. For the first time also, campaign will be having its own camos, never before done. Multiplayer will have 4 mastery camos. Zombies will have 4 mastery camos. And with the launch of Season 1, Warzone will also have 4 mastery camos. And since each game mode in Black Ops 7 will have its own mastery camos, it means that every single one of the 30 launch weapons will have a total of 16 camos to unlock, 9 military camos, 3 special camos, and like I already mentioned, 4 mastery camos. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the camo grind in Black Ops 7 is gonna be crazy. There is a camo grind for each game mode, including for the first time ever campaign, so we're definitely gonna have our hands full with unlocking camos in Black Ops 7. But it doesn't end there just yet, because they've actually made some improvements or updates to camos in Black Ops 7. First of all, you will no longer need to have 100 headshots in order to unlock the assault rifles or the SMGs. Camos, no, they've reduced it to 80, okay? And yes, I know that's not a massive reduction, it's only a reduction of 20, but believe me, you will definitely feel the difference from requiring 100 headshots to 80. And also another good move they did is the fact that not every weapon category will require headshots like how it was in Black Ops 6. No, for example, they said shotguns will now require point blank kills and sniper rifles will require one shot kills, and so on. That is definitely awesome. It just simply did not make sense to be using pistol or shotguns or snipers and getting headshots with every single category. It just didn't make sense. But now in Black Ops 7 camo grind, there is definitely variety and uniqueness to each weapon category that you use that you'll need to be grind camos for. And simply put, there is a massive W from Treyarch's part. Also, special camos have been increased. Instead of each weapon having 2 like in Black Ops 6, in Black Ops 7 each weapon will have 3 special camos. And yeah, that is everything that you need to know about the Black Ops 7 multiplayer. This was everything that was revealed in the new blog post for multiplayer. Not gonna lie to you guys, there are definitely some awesome things coming, but But what do you guys think about all of this? Is the Black Ops 7 multiplayer a W or an L? Make sure to tell me in the comment section down below. But of course, next up we have the Zombies reveal, which will be happening on Wednesday or Thursday depending on where you live in. And after that, on September 30th, we have Call of Duty event, followed only a few days later by the official Black Ops 7 beta. It's gonna be absolutely crazy these upcoming weeks and months. Make sure to stay tuned on this channel because everything will be covered right here. Believe me, you don't miss any of these upcoming videos. Make sure to stay tuned. But with all that being said, make sure to click the video on the screen right now to watch the new Black Ops 7 massive change that's making, and also a new fresh start for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 starting 2026. Thank you guys for watching this video.